2025 is coming to its conclusion. 2025 has been an interesting year, and a lot has happened. So this is to recap some of the key things, key personalities of 2025 according to my perspective. So starting off, I'll talk about the top 10 male personalities of 2025. Drum roll. The first male personality of 2025 is, in my list is Sim Fubara. Sim Fubara, the governor of Rivers State, started off 2025 with a continuation of his conflicts between him, the godson, and his godfather, Nyesom Wike. And things came to a head, and the president of Nigeria, President Tinubu, had to declare a state of emergency. It lasted from March to September 2025. During the period of state of emergency, we saw that the governor was suspended, as well as the House of Representatives, and there was the sole administrator, Ibas, And then we saw that the governor went to prostrate and kneel down and beg his godfather so that they will resolve issues. And before the state of emergency was called off, we saw the governor and the minister of the FCT together, and it was said that issues have been resolved, all has been forgiven, and then state of emergency was declared over. And after the state of emergency ended, there was a period where things were quiet, and we didn't know what was going on because things were quiet. So we thought there was peace at last. Then the person that broke the peace regime after the emergency was the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Martins Amewele, where he condemned the State Executive Council for not doing enough in education, and then the governor responded and all that. And then the governor paid a visit to the president. The following day, he defected to APC. And since then, Sim Fubara has been riding on a high. So I pick him as one of the top 10 male personalities of 2025 because Sim Fubara has been strategic. This recent move he has made shows that he is being strategic. And he has been strategic since when he came into power. He's not the typical politician. He was picked because he was not a politician. He was a career civil servant, chief accountant of the state. And so the godfather, the benefactor, thought that, Sim was going to just play along. But he didn't know that Sim has a lot in his sleeve. So from being smart, from being strategic, and seeming to come to having an upper hand before the 2025 rounded up, Sim Fubara is one of the top male personalities of 2025. Then number 2 is Governor Alex Oti of Abia State. Governor Alex Oti is one of the last few governors in an opposition party still standing. There's been a mass wave of defection. PDP governors moving to APC, and then we saw one PDP governor, Demola Adeleke, going to Accord Party, but Governor Alex Oti has stayed in the Labour Party, and he has done exceedingly well as governor of Abia State. The reviews are on the high side. He has had positive reviews from residents of Abia State and from other well-meaning Nigerians who have been to Abia State and seen the work that is being done by Alex Oti. So Alex Oti has done exceedingly well as governor, going by all the reviews that are coming in, and then he has remained a governor of an opposition party. He has been urged, he has been encouraged. He's a close friend of the president, and I'm sure it would have come up on several occasions, but he has remained in the Labour Party. He has not moved to APC. And even with the challenges in the Labour Party, he's one of those that has helped to steer the ship, bringing about the Nenadu Usman Ethical Committee, the judgments that have gone to the Supreme Court and all that. So Alex Oti is one of those that is still holding the opposition strong. He's one of those that's still standing tall and not following the bandwagon of defection. He's one who has shown courage, as one who has shown a lot of effectiveness as governor of a state. So for all he has done in 2025, Alex Oti is top 10 male personalities of 2025. Number 3 is Senator Lawrence Ojirigho, the late deputy governor of Bayelsa State. I didn't know much about the deputy governor until the governor of Bayelsa State, Ojirigho, was one of the PDP governors that defected to APC. But unlike his colleagues who defected to APC, his deputy governor, Senator Lawrence Ojirigho, refused to join him. He said he would stay in the PDP. He stayed in the PDP, for a number of reasons, one of which was that he is a mentee of Senator Seriake Dixon, former governor of Bayelsa State, and who is a PDP senator in the National Assembly. He, he mentored Lawrence Ojirigho, and he picked him to be deputy governor same way he picked Ojirigho, current governor of Bayelsa State. Both of them were in the Senate. Senator Ojirigho was in the Senate. Senator Lawrence Ojirigho were in the Senate when the outgoing governor then, Seriake Dixon, picked them to be governor and deputy governor. Then since Ojirigho has become governor, when people get into power, that godfather, godson arrangement doesn't usually hold. And so Ojirigho has made the decision to move to APC, and he moved to APC. The move he made to APC was not as smooth as others. One of the reasons was because of the deputy governor. So Deputy Governor Senator Lawrence Ojirigho refused to join the bandwagon. He stayed in the PDP. He was threatened with impeachment, notwithstanding that he stayed in the PDP. He faced a lot of pressure. He stayed in the PDP and continued with his work. Unfortunately, one of the days he was at work, he slumped. He was rushed to Federal Medical Center in Egua. Unfortunately, he died. But Senator Lawrence Ojirigho, for the courage he showed in standing on principle, in refusing to join the crowd, refusing to join the bandwagon, refusing to join the train that are moving to the APC, he showed that he was a man of courage. He was a man of distinction. And going by the eulogies and all that have been written about him since his unfortunate demise, we know that he's a man that has made a lot of impact in his state, in his state of Bayelsa. He's somebody who got the inspiration, followed his mentor, who is a lawyer, and he studied law and has masters in law and even a PhD in law. Somebody who was well read, somebody who was well exposed, and somebody who was described as a workaholic. He worked for almost 8 years as Commissioner of Works, and then he went to the Senate. Then he came back as a deputy governor, and he was doing his work, and it was working on the day that he slumped and unfortunately passed on. So for the bravery that he showed, Senator Lawrence Erujakpo is one of the top 10 male personalities of 2025. Then the next one, I'll lump 3 people together. These are politicians, 2 governors, Bala Mohammed and Seyi Makinde, and Senator Ali Udome, representing Borno State. Bala Mohammed and Seyi Makinde, they displayed a lot of courage, notwithstanding that Seyi Makinde was part of the G5 and they contributed to the problems in the PDP, but he saw the light and felt that it was time to stand with the PDP. Bala Mohammed is the chairman of the PDP's Governors Forum, and he has been steadfast in his support for the PDP. He's one of those that is standing tall, that has not joined the bandwagon of defection. So Bala Mohammed and Seyi Makinde showed a lot of courage after organizing the elective PDP National Convention in mid-November in Ibadan, and they showed courage in expelling members that have been displaying anti-party activity, and they showed a lot of courage when they went to the state secretariat to have the first National Working Committee meeting, and when they got there and saw that the place has been taken over by people whom they have expelled, and they refused to cower to that. And in spite of tear gas, in spite of opposing security forces, they went into the party secretariat. That showed a lot of courage, and for that courage that they showed, Bala Mohammed and Seyi Makinde among the top 10 male personalities of 2025. Along the same line is Senator Ali Udome, APC senator from Borno State. He is of the ruling party, but that has not stopped him, in him expressing his views. He has expressed views that are contrary to what the ruling APC stands. He refused to keep quiet when he sees things going wrong, and he has been giving advice. He's come out to say, before President Tinubu was elected, that he used to go and meet President Tinubu and interact very well with him when Tinubu was just a candidate, that they used to be close and he used to give his advice. But now that Tinubu has now become president, access to him is quite difficult, and according to Senator Dume, access to him appears to have been monetized. So Senator Ali Dume is somebody who has stood firm, somebody who has faced a lot of criticism from his colleagues in the Senate, somebody who has been removed. He was one of the leading members of the APC in the Senate, and he was removed from that position. He has faced a lot of backlash from his own party, for the stance that he made. When the President Donald Trump threatens to invade Nigeria, guns are blazing, he was one of those that encouraged President Tinubu to send dignitaries, to go and talk to Trump. And with the recent attacks that are taking place, with cruise missiles being sent by US ships into the northwest region, he has also encouraged the Trump administration and Tinubu government to also consider the northeast. So it's somebody who has stood tall, he has fought for his people, and he doesn't care whether he's in the APC, the ruling party or not. He bears his mind. It's somebody who is brave, somebody who is not afraid to speak his mind. So for all that he has done, Senator Ali Udome joins Bala Mohammed and Seyi Makinde, in a group of top 10 male personalities of 2025. The next on the line is Alhaji Aliko Dangote. owner of the Dangote refinery, one of the largest refineries in the world. After all the years of waiting, after all the speculations that the refinery could not come on board, eventually the refinery was completed and it has come on board and is getting crude oil from other countries including Nigeria, and is producing end products. The end products, the refined products, is sending refined products to the US, is sending refined products to the Middle East, to tell you how effective and efficient the refinery has been. Nigeria state-owned refineries have been moribund, and they are shut down, they are not working. But Dangote, spending about $20 billion, made a worthy investment in the Dangote refinery. But it's not just because of him owning Dangote refinery, that's why I'm listing him in the list of top 20 personalities. It's because of the opposition he has faced. He faced opposition, the strongest labor unions in Nigeria are that of NOPENG and Pegasin. The junior staff, NOPENG, and the senior staff of Pegasin, they are the strongest labor unions in Nigeria, and usually they are mainly in the public sector, public oil sector. There are some private companies whose workers are also part of Pegasin and NOPENG. There was a time that some workers in Dangote refinery volunteered to join Pegasin, and that brought a lot of issues, because Dangote said that, circa 2006, before Obasanjo left office, himself and some consortium, they bought the refineries, the state-owned refineries, that is Port Harcourt, Warri. They bought the refinery, and unfortunately, when Obasanjo left power and President Musa Yar'Adua, Umar Yar'Adua came into power, President Umaru Yar'Adua came into power, what then happened? Pegasin and NOPENG put pressure on the Yar'Adua administration, and the deal was cancelled. Money was returned back to that private consortium, and so you have Dangote, now deciding that since he couldn't get the publicly owned refinery, since he couldn't buy it, let him go and build his own refinery in the free trade zone in Lagos. And he spent a lot of money, spent years, bringing it to fruition and for it to work. And one of the problems that he sees that has been one of the problems in the oil sector is the labor unions, Pegasin and NOPENG. So imagine somebody, after all the investment he has made, to now have some workers, some of whom he sent to train abroad, to now have them joining Pegasin and NOPENG, that is something that threatened his business. And so he decided to let go of those who joined the Pegasin. Pegasin went on strike, and then there had to be resolution when the government got involved. And those workers were reinstated back to Dangote Group. Dangote Group has Dangote Refinery, has Dangote Cement, Dangote Sugar and other Dangote Fertilizer and all that. So those workers who were earlier let go from the Dangote Refinery were now reassigned to other companies under the Dangote Group. So Dangote was able to stand and fight Pegasin and NOPENG, and then he also fought the regulator. The regulator, the head of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Agency, Alhaji Ahmed Farouk. Since the Dangote refinery came on board, the CEO of the regulatory body has been critical of the Dangote refinery. I said a lot of things that were not in good light, and importation of fuel continued, a lot of things, policies that Dangote felt were inimical to his business, So just the way he fought Pegasin and NOPENG, but this time he used a different strategy. He carried out some investigative work and found some things that were not were not okay with the CEO of the regulatory agency, and he made an expose, made a press conference, and published full page adverts, talking about the things that allegations against the CEO, and even had his lawyer send a petition to the ICPC. So things were getting out of hand. The government was facing a lot of embarrassment, and so the president called Ahmed Farouk and Komalafe of the Upstream Regulatory Commission, and then the president asked for their resignation. And so we had the Ahmed Farouk resigning, Komalafe resigning, and we now have new heads in place. So for all the fights and battles he has fought, and for standing tall, and it has been argued by economists that Dangote refiner has helped to stabilize naira, and so for all he has done, for all his contributions and all, Alhaji Aliko Dangote stand among the top 10 personalities of 2025 in my list. Next